So today I'm going to be using Posca pens for the first time ever. I've had some of these for a while. If you saw my CAS art haul video in September, October, you would have seen me buy some Posca pens then, and I managed to get a skin set for Christmas, so I'm going to try them out today. I've seen some people make some really nice art with them, so I'm really excited to see what I can make with them. So let's go and get started. I've never used these before, and I've just spent the last 20 minutes taking all these out their individual wrappers. I don't know if you can see, but I have got quite a variation in sizes. So I've got these ones which are a little bit thinner, these ones which I think are like your normal typical size. And then I've also got this one which is a little small, more like a fine liner pen. Another pen I've got that's a little bit different is this one, which is a metallic pink. I didn't actually realise it was metallic when I bought it, but hopefully it will be okay, and it'll look nice anyway. So I'm going to start by swatching them. I don't know if you can see, but this nib is completely white, so I guess I have to shake it and press down to get the ink to come out of it. Seems to be taking a lot longer than other pens like this, but you can see it's slowly starting to come out. I'm not a massive fan of the metallic. Yeah, I think the metallic could be a lot nicer. It just seems a bit too shiny, and it's not really what I wanted to go for, but you know, it's what I've bought. So next I'm going to try out this red wine pen. I don't know if the camera caught this, but the nib just fell out of the pen, which isn't really a good sign. This colour doesn't seem to be too far off the metallic pink, and I really like how smooth that's coming out. The metallic pen did leave some lumps, but this is just coming out so nice. Oh yeah, that is really nice. It looks like it's been printed. So this pen is the light orange pen. I think this came in the skin set, and yeah, that's a really nice colour as well. So these pens are taking way too long to swatch if I'm having to set each individual one up. So I'm gonna go and do this off camera, and then I'm gonna come back and give you my review. So I finally finished testing out the markers. I really love how vibrant the yellow, the blue and the pink and this dark blue are. And I really liked the thinnest pen I've got as well. This one was more of a fine liner, but I think it will be really good for details, and I did really like it, and I think that was my favourite pen to use. As you can see here, I did smudge it a bit because I guess it just wasn't dry enough. I'm not sure if you can see that, but yeah, so I definitely need to make sure that I leave the ink to dry a little bit longer. Yeah, I'm quite happy with them. I'm a little bit disappointed in the colours I've got, but I did pick the ones I thought were quite similar or complementary, but I did have a limited choice. I actually checked several stores, but this is what I ended up with. I also want to test what they look like when I layer them on top of each other. So I'm going to start with the white pen. Okay, well, like that really... you can see as I'm dragging it across the colours, it's kind of bringing the last colour with it as well, which isn't particularly great, but you can get some really nice results with that. Okay, it's a little bit funny with this metallic pink, but I guess that's kind of to be expected because yeah, it's a bit strange, but you can see that it's picked up, I don't know if you can see, but it's picked up a bit of the colour for the metallic pink, so that is kind of annoying, but I guess I can just wipe it on a clean piece of paper until the colour goes. I'm going to see what it's like layering at some of the colours now. I'm going to put the orange onto the pink. So that makes that look quite dull. But what if I put this one in the lighter colours? yeah, so you should always put, I think you always need to do the lighter colour underneath and the darker colour on top, which is kind of expected, but I swear I've seen people use them and they've just managed to, you know, go over a darker colour with a lighter colour, but I guess they're not quite that good. So that yellow is coming out quite nicely, that's not too bad. Oh my god, I've just smudged that. So yeah, you need to be really careful and to not smudge your illustration, because as you can see there, it doesn't dry that quickly, not as quickly as you think it would, compared to like a Copic marker, because obviously this is paint rather than ink. So I'm going to go and get started on my final illustrations. So I started out using my yellow marker to colour in this girl's hair. Now looking back, I think I might have started by colouring the background, but most of these pieces I did colour in the picture in the front, in the foreground before I did the background. But I think it doesn't matter too much, but I just feel like it wouldn't have made much of a difference anyway, but maybe it would have just looked like the image was on top of the background a little bit more. As you can see on the top and on the bag, I did use a bit of hatching with the thinner blue liner, and I really like how that effect came out, especially against the white t-shirt and the yellow, and it just gave it a really nice contrast. I really like this blue. I don't know why, it's just such a nice bright sunny blue. All of these illustrations, I feel like they came out very summery, but we're almost there now. We're nearly at summer, just a few months left to go, I just think these colours are really nice and bright and bold and lovely. The one problem I think I did have with the pens is that some of the pens I think I would have preferred if they'd been a thinner size, and some of them I would have preferred if they'd been thicker. Like the darker blue, I really wish I had a thicker version of that as well. And I think I could have done with a couple more fine liner pens, especially in a pink. That would have been really nice. As you can see here on the arm, I did mess up a bit, as I guess I got some blue on the pen from when I coloured in the girl, which is really annoying, but I did manage to cover that up. As you can see here, this green pen is a bit thinner than the blue pen, so this did take a little bit longer and it kind of looks a bit streaky, and I'm not a massive fan of that. But because I then went over it later, it kind of improved it and made it look a bit better. So yeah, when I did the little lines like that, it just seemed to put it all together and it looked less streaky. So I use this blue pen to outline everything I draw because it's just such a nice colour and it's the darkest colour I've got. And I don't know, I really just like how the blue contrasts against all the colours. Shading was really fun as well. When I was shading things, I would try and blend them in a little bit, but not too much. And it was really fun to experiment with dots and with lines. As you'll see in a minute with these bricks, I did a lot of dots to make it look like it was textured. I feel like the brick illustration was quite simple, but I wanted to play around with shapes and then drawing on top with the colours. So later on you'll see me, I'm drawing on leaves over the top, and I was a little bit worried that you wouldn't be able to see the green over the dark brown, but actually after 2 coats you could see the leaves fine, and I think it really came out really well and looked great. This illustration was a little bit simpler than the other ones, but you know, I wanted to experiment with how I could use these pens. So as you can see here, I'm just adding in some lines and dots just to make it look a bit more textured and to add a bit more depth to the illustration. And as you can see here, I'm now going over the top of it with the green pens, and you can still see the green. It's still nice and bold and bright, and it just works so well. And again, I'm going around the bricks and the whole illustration with this blue fine liner. So yeah, I did have to go over the green with 2 coats, but I think that was absolutely fine. It didn't take that long at all because it's only a small amount of green, and it really makes the colours pop and stand out. So I think this final illustration was definitely my favourite one. For this one I decided to experiment a little bit more and try and see if I could get the paint markers to blend. What I discovered was you had to be really quick if you wanted the paint to blend together. Like, you still had to apply it right away, the other colour right away while it was still wet, but you could get some really nice techniques out of it. With these shoes I did use the metallic pen just so I could give it a go, and I'm not really a fan. I feel like it could be good for some illustrations, but I don't feel like it works when the other colours are all just normal matte colours. I think you need to do a whole illustration in metallics. Saying that, it didn't look too out of place in this illustration. As you can see here, I'm blending in the blue and the white together to give her kind of a turquoise coloured socks. Colouring in these leaves were really fun, and I was kind of just wanting to play around with the colouring and the shading, and it was really nice adding texture to the ground as well. So I used one of the skin colours and then the orange colour to just add a bit of more depth to the shadowing underneath the shoes, and then I also went over all the grass with this green and blue pen just to make it really nice and stand out, and instead of doing a typical blue background I did yellow, which I'm really happy I did that, as even though it's not your standard colour to go for sky, I think it looks really great and it just makes the whole thing really stand out, and it's just nice and bold. So here is my finished set of illustrations. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you're new here, please remember to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell button so you'll be the first to be notified when I next upload. If you like this video, please also give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below if you've ever used Posca markers before. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!